What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. What's going on? I hope everybody is okay. Today is Tuesday. I know everybody's at the house. Y'all been doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody is staying sane, not watching too much of this stuff. You know, you really got to be mindful of that, y'all. Like, for real, like, don't watch too much of that stuff. I try to watch, I don't know, I think it was an MSNBC, post or whatever, and they started putting numbers on the screen. I was like, I'm good. I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this. No, ma'am. This is crazy, because you just got to be mindful. And a lot of this stuff, I don't know. And it's crazy because, we're going to talk about Love and Hip Hop. Miami, it was okay. But we're going to talk about Atlanta. But what I was thinking about yesterday, and I was like watching a few people on their lives and stuff like that. And what's really crazy is that I have an issue. And I think today is just the day to just say it. I have an issue with the conscious and subconscious community's approach to giving out information. It's still fear-based. It's still, you don't know, you're dumb, and I know more than you. It's still that. It's still, you can do what you want, but no different from watching the news. I was watching some people who consider themselves, or whose platform is they have some level of consciousness in there, whether they're talking about astrology, whether they're talking about the occult, whether they're talking about mysticism, whether they're talking about energy, whether they're talking about, astrology, all of these different tarot cards, all this stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't like the way a lot of people in those communities talk to people. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the approach is more so like, I have this information, oh my God, why don't you? Instead of a teacher approach where it's like, hey, I have this information, I thought I would share this with you guys. Not, if you don't have this information yet, you ain't up on the shit, you sleep, you don't know where you going, you don't, all of this stuff. And then adding on this 5G fear. Like, it's like constantly you're trying to make people conscious by instilling fear in them. That's no different from what you woke yourself up from, right? From sitting in fear, allowing fear to be your food. No, how you doing, sir? I was just saying, I think it was weird. I was watching them yesterday. I was like, oh, y'all doing the fear thing too? But in the fear, like, if you guys don't know, you should know this by now. How you don't know what this is about? Well, motherfucker, you didn't tell me. How am I supposed to know? The fuck? Stop doing that to people. I cannot stand when people do that. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but we learn new things, and it's beautiful to learn new things. But when you share them with other people, I think it's so important to share like this instead of like this. You know what I mean? It's like, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. I just don't like the approach. It's not my cup of tea. It turns me off. I don't know. I guess they'll keep looking until they find somebody that speaks to them. I guess. Whatever, child. I can't be bothered. Okay. So we talking about what? Oh, wait a minute. This is old Love and Hip Hop. I'm like, wait, these notes don't sound right. Child. Okay, here we go. This is my notebook that I write on my shows. When I watch my shows, y'all, I have to keep it in one book. Sometimes I tear them out, when you see me reading out of a paper. But yeah. So anyway, so Love and Hip Hop starts, I think it's the 3rd episode. They give up an announcement at the beginning of the show that says everybody's doing their interviews from home, which really shows you that production has come a long way, because they look like season 1 of Love and it looks like season 1 of Love and Hip Hop. Their backgrounds are blurry, but they're not I don't know why they didn't give them mics. and tell them what kind of room to do their interviews in, because you can hear the echo of their home. It doesn't sound good. But, you know, considering what's going on in the world, they're having to stay at home and do their interviews. So that's what that's all about. Kayomi, who is Bow Wow's ex-girlfriend, who is known for fighting him in an elevator. He had all these scratches on his face and everything like that. I know you guys remember that. So it's Mimi, Carly, Shakana, and Spice, and they're at a self-defense class because of last season or last year, somebody was in Mimi's garage and trying to steal her car, and she opened the garage and they shot at her and shot the car and everything. So she wants to take self-defense classes, and she was like, a lot of my friends are in domestic violence situations. It's just such an awful thing that women have to learn how to protect themselves from men. It's just sad. So they're all sitting there, and Carly and Kayomi are friends. Now, they're new friends. And Kayomi, now listen to this. Kayomi is probably young enough to be Carly Red's daughter. She's probably the same age as Carly Red's daughter. And Carly Red has bonded with this girl over domestic violence. Just the way Shooter said he has bonded with this girl over the shit they've been through. We've been through the same pain. All of these people, I think that we have to make a conscious decision that when we are trying to connect to another person, that we are not connecting through trauma and pain, and we are connecting in a healthy way. I think that's very, very important. I've done it. It doesn't create a good foundation for a relationship. I think a lot of us have done that, and unconsciously we see somebody who's in pain, we share our vulnerable stories, and now we feel connected to that person. But it's not a real connection. You're connecting through pain. It's not a real solid connection. So that's how Carly Red said she has connected to Kayomi. Like I said, Kayomi has to be about her daughter's age, because you know Carly Red is probably the same age as Kenya Moore. Okay? How old is Kayomi? I don't know. Kayomi, what's her last name? I don't know. That's Carly Red's new friend. Carly Red's new friend just so happens to be fucking with Shooter. Shooter is Sierra's ex-husband, father of her child. Carly Red's friend. Now Carly Red all of a sudden is good Judy's with this girl who's also messing with Shooter. Girl, it's a mess. She's 29 years old. Carly is damn near 50 years old. That's not your friend, and you ain't bond over no damn domestic violence shit. That's your daughter. You are hanging out with your daughter, Carly Red. Fuck out of here. Scrappy and Shooter, they're sitting in a barbershop. Scrappy is talking about how he's 30 years old, which I don't believe he's the same age as Kayomi. Just like, come on. Anyway, so he says he's 30 years old, and he's in the barbershop, and him and Shooter are wanting to open a barbershop together. Now, Shooter and Sierra used to be together. Scrap and Sierra have went out on a couple of dates. I don't think it went any further than that. But Cheyenne is Scrap's sister. And then Cheyenne is also messing with Shooter. Shooter, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe people find him attractive. I don't think he's an ugly person. I think he's actually very attractive, but he's ignorant as hell. He don't finish any of the words that come out of his mouth. There's no way that, I don't know what else he has to offer but some penis and some money. So if he's willing to be a hoe and a trick, these women are willing to be secrets for 2 years. Like Scrap's sister, who let us know that she's been fucking with Shooter for the last 2 years, but they've been a secret relationship. And she was messing with Shooter even before Scrap knew that was his sister. He asked Shooter, are you still messing with Sierra? Do you still love Sierra? And he was like, no, there's no way in hell or heaven that I'm in love with Sierra. She goes, are you guys gonna get back for the kids and all this other stuff, make it work, co-parent and all this other shit? And she's talking like a baby. I just. So that's gonna be a big mess. As we can see, it's being set up now. Akbar V, who is losing a lot of weight, she says she got the sleeve. She let us all know that she got the sleeve. She says she's the queen of Atlanta. Unfortunately, she believes that there can only be one queen. She's coming from that mind state, which is something that I think when Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Tokyo Jets, Rico Nasty, Cash Doll, I think when all of those women started to come on the scene, we have, I think, collectively have agreed that we are dismissing and no longer subscribing to the idea that there can only be one queen. That went out with Nicki Minaj. So Akbar V, you coming in the game with that foolishness, you trying to cause beef with people you don't really need to cause beef with. It's played out and it's tired. So they at Akbar V's little performance. Alexis, Bambi, and Tokyo Vanity is there. Tokyo and Keisha are friends. And Bambi doesn't like Keisha, and Akbar doesn't like Keisha, but Tokyo is Keisha's friend. So Jock says, well, light-skinned Keisha's about to come up. He was there too at Akbar's little thing. Light-skinned Keisha, she's going to come up to the radio station. Why don't I give you a platform and her platform? So what he was trying to do was stir the shit up, right? What was real funny is when Spice told Kiyomi, well, Kiyomi told Spice, I don't want to be known as the girl who was fighting Lil Bow Wow in the elevator. She said, well, girl, that's how we know you, girl. So, so you better, I mean, that's how I know you. Oh, you that girl? Okay, that's how I know you. Anyway, Spice was real funny with her side comments. She said that I don't understand how these women are queens of anything with no hits. Period. Period. Okay? Keisha and Tokyo go to a spinning class. She says that, you know, like that Akbar was talking about her, said her name on the mic and all this other stuff. And Keisha says, I don't understand why you can't just do you and be in your own lane. I don't understand what's going on. We used to be cool with each other. Each of them said, you used to be my fan. I don't get it. So Scrap De Leon, he's having a party for being out of jail for 1 year. I do think it's great that he has gotten out of jail, opened up a place where people can eat. He now wants to create a barbershop that's kind of like a male type of spa for men and have, you know, women walking around and stuff like that. Wonderful ideas. Perfect. I think it's great. I think that when people get out of jail, they should have an opportunity, especially if they're in jail for things where it's going to be hard for them to get jobs. I think if you don't have a business mindset, I think whatever hustle that got you in jail, you should take that same mentality when you get out of jail and open you up a business like this man did. It's nothing bad that I can say about Scrap. Opening up a business, open up a barbershop. That's why I always say when men get out of jail, y'all need to open up a barbershop. Open up a barbershop. But you were using that same formula while you was hustling on the street. And some of them get out of jail and can't use that same formula. I don't understand why. It's the same thing. You're just moving a different product. I don't get it, but whatever. I think it's a great thing. Shout out to Scrap De Leon for doing that. And then he's also trying to do a re-entry program where he's helping other men coming out of jail. I think his storyline out of everybody's is probably the best, with him, you know, coming out of jail, being out of jail. I'm not here for celebrating people getting out of jail. That's not something that I can subscribe to. But Kirk introduces his brother. His brother just got out of jail 23 years. He said it's been hard trying to readjust because it is a whole new world. God damn it. You got the damn internet now. You got these, you know, women that you could look at for free all the time, all day, all night. What is this? What's going on in the world that I live in now? But I don't know what kind of jail he was in, because from what I can see, these niggas in jails is doing TikToks and shit. So the COs is bringing them the cell phones. KK and Mama D, they meet up and they see each other at Scrap's party. They hugging and kissing and everything. And KK tells Mama D, you need to get along with Bambi's mom for this baby. We don't want to have these children grow up in environments that we grew up in toxic environments. Mama D says the lady is jealous. She says, well, if she's jealous, it don't even matter. What you doing is trying to get along for the baby, for your grandson. Jock and Carly see each other. They flirting with each other. She tells Jock she's filing for divorce. She thinks Jock still wants her. Jock is like, it's nothing wrong with messing with Carly. And then she's like, you ain't changed. You watching all these women. And then Jock says, him and Kendra, which I really think that they should take Carly's lips off of her and put them on Kendra, because Kendra got something that's going on with her lips that has always been weird to me, and I feel like that top lip needs to be bigger. I don't know why, but Carly, you could take some of the stuff out of your lips and put it in Kendra's lips, because your lips been on Jock and her lips been on Jock, so it doesn't matter. Kiki and Kiki. KK sees Shooter and Cheyenne talking, and she was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. All right. And then even KK is friends with Sierra, so when they go, so let me go. So Kaomi and Shooter, they show that they're in some kind of relationship. He just met her, and Shooter tells the world that Kaomi is his favorite. Of course, she's younger. The one girl is probably about 32 now, because when did Scrap get out of jail? He was 30, so it's been about a year. So he's been 31. Kaomi's 29, so she's just a little bit younger than Scrap's sister, because Scrap and his sister are the same age. His father was a whore, and him and his sister are the same age. So, what's his name? Shooter says that Kaomi is his favorite out of her and Scrap's sister. So I'm gonna see how that's gonna go. So he says he's in an open relationship. Kaomi knows what's up. It's whatever. Scrap and Bambi try to have a sit down with their parents, with their mothers who don't get along. And I don't know where you can go. I said only in the South can you go and get a buffet, and there'll be chitlins in the buffet. I want some chitlins. Was it a buffet that they was eating at? I thought it was a buffet. Anyways, Bambi's mother wanted chitlins. Anyway, so Mama D gets there. She's dressed in all black like the Omen. Have your friends singing This Is For My Homies, Don't You Know Me? For making niggas so sick. Anyway, so she comes in. Mama D comes in. She was like, that bitch is dead to me. I'm coming in dressed in all black. So they sitting there talking like the cancer's gone. Mama D's been clean for 4.5 months. Imani is there. Scrappy and Erica Dixon's daughter, growing up looking just like Scrappy. Bambi's mother says, I don't like you. They start arguing, going back and forth. Mama D says, girl says, you called me what she said, you called me a bison? And she was like, yes. And I thought they only, a buffalo? Did you call her a buffalo? Yes. And I only thought they migrated once a year. Mama D is a mess. Anyway, so Mama D went a little bit too far with creating an obituary with Bambi's mother's face on it. Too far, Mama D. The lady just got out of a cancer scare, and now you got her face plastered on an obituary. It's a mess. Bambi and Scrappy was like, you gone too far. You can stay filming, but we out of here. We're not doing this shit. So Bambi's mother was telling Mama D, so how long you just been off the pills for 4 months? Or you stopped drinking for 4 months? Or you off the pills too? And she's like, bitch, you used to smoke crack. Shut up. Like these ladies are crazy. Okay, so they go to the Seafood and Things, which is Scrappy's restaurant that he's opened. They're giving out free food to the community. He's really doing a great job. He, like I said, these guys, they do great in business. They just don't know how to. Society hasn't given men a great guideline on how to deal with women. It's rewarded to treat women like shit. Like at the beginning of the episode, you have so many women in these domestic violence classes, and so many of these women are connecting through their trauma from domestic violence. But these men do great in business. Some of these men, child, do great in business. Okay. So KK scoots up to Cheyenne, and she was like, what's up? Because I saw you with Shooter at Scrappy's party. Does Scrappy know about you and Shooter? No. They've been a secret for 2 years. Girl, you have to want better for yourself. Please. You have to want better for yourself. Here's the thing. I hope that if you've been waiting for him to publicly acknowledge you for 2 years, that you fucking other niggas on the side. That's all I gotta say. Like if the nigga ain't being shit, I I hope to God you're being an ain't shit bitch with this nigga. That's like y'all need to be ain't shit together. Don't let a nigga be ain't shit to you and you just be sitting there looking dumb. Bitch, be ain't shit too, okay? Be ain't shit too, bitch. Cause AK says, did y'all do it? Bitch, what you think? They've been fucking around with for 2 years. What do you think? She been swinging from chandeliers, trust me. She done had dreadlocks all on her back, okay? Okay? Oh my God. Anyway, so she was like, are you being a hoe? She was like, no. She was like, why would you say that to me? She was like, well, I think you being messy because you know I'm cool with Sierra too. And she was like, aren't you cool with Sierra too? She was like, yeah. But Sierra and Shooter are not together. So, and they've been together for 2 years, and Sierra broke up when they found out he created another baby somewhere. So he's creating other babies. He's having all these relationships. Shooter probably is carrying some type of, you know, he's probably a host for several different strains and just passing it along to everybody. Jock is up at the radio station because Light Skin Keisha's supposed to come up there to promote her album, who she has songs on the charts, she said. So she's introduced herself. She said, Light Skin Keisha, Big Bad Bisha, Queen of Atlanta. So Jock said, so you Queen of Atlanta. When you say that, you know, other women, other people are offended by that. And she's like, okay, so like, what's the big deal? What's the problem? So Jock said he wants to start, but basically he gonna start some shit. So he called Akbar, and Akbar's big face is right there on the screen. And she was like, what's up? What's up? I'm the queen of Atlanta, just on some dumb shit. And Keisha was like, look, I'm not about to do this. I'm not interested in doing this. I don't have no problem with this girl. Basically, I'm above this girl. I'm charting. She got problems with people who are on the charts, and she's not on the charts. Somebody pulled her up on Tidal. I think it was Tidal or Spotify, because you know how many, it shows you how many fans you have. And Light Skin Keisha had like 20,000 fans, and Akbar V had like 2,000 fans. So they're just trying to show you that although you think you the queen of the South, this other woman, I don't know who you not think she is, but she's getting more visibility than you. I don't know what it is, but they like her, and Akbar has a problem with it. So she was like, I'm not here for no clout chasing big. I got a Birkin bag. I got a Birkin bag and a Rolex. And we just wear Rolexes for for the time. Is that what she said? Or for watches or for fun or some shit, bitch. It's a watch. That's what you're supposed to wear it for. We got a lot of work to do. If you're wearing a Rolex just because it's a Rolex and not because of the craftsmanship of the timepiece, you have a problem. You have a problem. You got a problem. I'm not gonna fight no bottom of the barrel ass bitch. And that's how it ended. She got mad at Jock. She was like, Jock, he did not tell. He was like, she said, at least you should have said something. She did the same thing. Somebody brought somebody somewhere and didn't tell somebody. Who was that? That just happened on the show. I can't remember. They brought somebody and didn't tell. But Jock could have at least told her, like, okay, we're going to have old girl up here because she says she's the queen of Atlanta too. So y'all can talk about it. But Light Skin Keisha's like, look, I like calling her Light Skin Keisha. I think it's cute. Sorry. It's funny to me because that's how people describe folks. You talking about dark skin? Dark skin? So we talking about Light Skin Keisha. I think it's hilarious. Anyway, so Light Skin Keisha says, this is it for Love and Hip Hop. You ain't gonna see Light Skin Keisha on Love and Hip Hop anymore. That's what she said. And so she was upset. So I don't know if she's coming back or what. But that was the episode. It was a lot of going on. It's gonna be a mess with Shooter, Cheyenne, Scrap, Sierra. It's gonna be a mess. So we're gonna see. I don't understand. Again, I don't understand how Carly Red says this is her friend. Girl, she's the same age as your daughter. Go sit the down. She gets on my damn nerves. Looking like Howard the Duck. Anyways, y'all, that's my time. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. And we'll get down in the comments. Peace.